Hey everyone, thanks for joining today's class. The focus of the practice today will be heart openers. So if you have a block, go ahead and grab it. If not, a rolled up blanket, towel, or a thick pillow will also serve well today. So go ahead and join me on your back and we'll get started. Plant the soles of the feet on your mat, arms long by your side. And we're going to settle in with our breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose or the mouth. Starting to ground through all four corners of our feet, pressing through the pads of our fingertips, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, beginning to soften through the body, relaxing the forehead and the jaw, releasing the tongue from the top of the mouth. Continuing to breathe into any areas of tension. Allowing yourself the time for this practice. Letting the distractions of the day and all of your to-do lists float away. And there may be moments during the practice where they wander back into your mind. And that's okay, but just let them go. Coming back to your breath, coming back to your body. Bring the soles of your feet together, letting your knees splay out to the side. This is a great spot for your block. Maybe place one underneath your knee. If you have two, obviously that's even better. If you don't have two blocks, you could always use a rolled towel or pillow. Or maybe you just support your legs with your hands, just holding them at the thighs, letting them slowly ease open, softening through the hip creases. Continuing to breathe. Relaxing into the pose. Maybe you place one hand on your belly, one on your heart. Noticing the movement of your belly as it rises on an inhale and falls on an exhale. Continuing to focus on your body and your breath, and letting the rest of your day slip away. Let's guide our knees back towards the ceiling, planting our soles on the mat, placing our arms along by our side, tucking our shoulders slightly underneath us, grounding through four corners of each foot. Let's press our lower back into the mat and then lift our hips into a bridge pose, reaching the knees towards the front of your mat. And as slowly as you can, vertebrae by vertebrae, releasing your back and hips to the mat. Releasing the lower back. On your next inhale, press the lower back to the mat and lift the hips, pressing evenly through the feet, tucking the chin if you need to, resting the weight on your shoulders, not your neck, and then lowering vertebrae by vertebrae to the mat. Hug your knees into your chest, squeeze tightly. You're always welcome to grasp behind the thighs to give yourself a little bit more room and bring them wider. Then send your right leg long, grasp around your left shin, and begin to just slowly pull yourself up. And from here, you can either cross your legs or side saddle, coming to a tabletop. Setting up for cat-cow. Wrists between your or underneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips. Inhale, gaze forward, drop the belly, lift the hips. Exhale, round the spine, drop the chin towards the chest, tuck the pelvis for your cat. Inhale, cow, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, cat pose. Press away from the mat. Round the spine. Gaze towards your thighs. Inhale for cow. Exhale, cat pose. Let's meet in a neutral spine. Inhale, gaze over your right shoulder towards your right foot, feeling the stretch along the side body. Back to center. Gaze over your left shoulder towards your left foot. Center. Gazing over your right. Inhale to center. Exhale, gaze over your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, last time on the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, gaze over your left. Back to center. Begin to place the weight in your right palm, pressing evenly through all pads of your fingertips, and inhale your left palm towards the ceiling. Exhale, begin to thread your arm underneath your right, and then inhale it back towards the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, lift it up towards the sky. Now exhale, thread the needle and set your left ear on the mat, left shoulder down, and you can walk your right hand out long or reach it around your back, reaching towards your left hip crease. Taking a bind. Continuing to breathe. Noticing if your hips are shifting one way or the other, trying to center them over your knees. Opening through the chest. And bring your right hand back underneath your right shoulder and press yourself away from the mat. Left hand goes high. And set that hand back down. Begin to lean into your left hand. Inhale your right arm high. Exhale, thread the needle underneath your left arm. Inhale, send that hand high. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, send it high. Exhale, set everything down. Right ear, right shoulder, and you can send your left arm forward or reach it around towards your right hip crease. Place your left hand back on the mat. Inhale your right arm towards the ceiling, and then set it back down. Now, begin to walk your hands forward, releasing your chest towards the mat. Hips stay stacked over your knees, and resting your forehead on the mat. Puppy pose. Reaching those hands forward. If this is a little too intense for your shoulders, you can angle your hands inward, stacking them on top of one another. If you need a little bit more intensity, you can place your chin on the mat. Continuing to breathe. Now begin to slide forward onto your belly. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Palms on the mat. Round the shoulders back, or drop the shoulders back. Sphinx pose. Gaze should just be a few inches in front of your mat. Now begin to turn your hands outward, slightly off the mat. They should be at about 30 to 45 degree angle. And you can stay here if you'd like, or press into your palms, lift your elbows for seal pose. Release your elbows to the mat. Press up. Release. Last time, press your elbows off the mat. Release yourself all the way to the mat. Make a pillow with your hands and rest the right side of your head down on the mat. Take a deep breath. Exhale. One more time. Deep breath in. And exhale. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders and press yourself through tabletop up into downward facing dog. Send your hips high. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. And you can pedal out your feet here. You can wag your tail. Maybe you play around with your hands being a little bit more forward. Your legs could go a little bit wider. Just playing around to see what feels the best for you. Maybe you bend into both knees or one and then the other. Your next inhale, gaze between your hands and slowly begin to walk to the top of the mat, meeting in a forward fold. Letting your head hang heavy. Bending as deeply into the knees as you need to bring your chest towards your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. You might rest your hands on your thighs. Maybe they rest on your shins or perhaps even the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold. Drop your hands all the way towards the mat. reaching for your big toes. Maybe you take your peace fingers and wrap them around your toes. And as you begin to let yourself go heavy, you let your elbows splay out to the side. If this isn't accessible, you can always grab behind your legs. We're just trying to let everything go here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, fold. Grasp opposite elbows. Let your head hang in between them. Ragdoll. Again, bending as deeply into your knees as you need. Maybe swaying slightly from side to side. You could shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Release your elbows. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, fold. Release your hands towards the mat. And if it's accessible to you, you can place your hands underneath your feet for gorilla pose. Bending as deeply into the knees as you need to make this happen. Let your head hang heavy. And then you could begin to straighten your legs as much as you can. Maybe they straighten a centimeter, maybe they straighten all the way. Not judging where you are today. Release your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, hands to the sky, gaze up, slight back bend. Exhale, cactus your arms. So dropping your elbows down and almost pulling them towards each other, energetically towards each other behind you, just opening up through the chest. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot to the back of the mat, drop your knee and the top of your foot, and rise up. Low lunge. Biceps by your ears. If that's not comfortable for your shoulders, you could go wider as if you're holding a beach ball. Or maybe today you have your hands on your hips. If your arms are up, let's go ahead and open up to the left. Inhale your arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your right foot to the top of the mat. Fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. Drop your knee, drop the top of your foot, and meet in a low lunge. Taking whatever variation you did with your arms on the other side. Let's open up to the right. Really opening through that chest. Inhale, send your hands to the sky. Exhale, release them towards the mat. Tuck your left toes, lift your knee, and this time send your right leg to the back of the mat, meeting in plank. You could also drop your knees here if you need to, and then slowly lowering all the way to the mat. Inhale, lift your chest slightly for cobra. Exhale, release, push back, downward facing dog. We'll be here for 5 breaths. Take whatever movement you need. If you need a child's pose, you can drop your knees and sink your hips back. Give yourself a little rest. At any point during the practice, you can take child's pose or any pose you need for yourself. This is your practice. Inhale, look to the top of the mat and step your feet up between your hands. Meet in a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step the right foot to the back of the mat. We're heading towards low lunge. Drop your knee, drop the top of your foot. Arms up. Going to open up to your left. We're going to start leaning a little bit forward and then drop that right hand on the inside of the right foot. Lift the left one high. And if that doesn't feel good, you can always drop that hand to your hip. Drop the left hand on the outside of the left foot. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee, and step to the top of the mat, meeting in a fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands. Step your left foot to the back of the mat, drop the knee, the top of the foot, and rise up. Opening up to the right. Start to lean a little bit forward and drop the left hand, the inside of the foot, send the right hand high. Drop the right hand to the mat. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, and send the right leg to the back of the mat in your plank pose and lower all the way to the mat. Inhale, open through the chest, lift up, cobra. Release. Press back for downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze between your hands. Step or jump to the top of the mat. Meet me in a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Last time through. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Drop your knee and the top of your foot. Rise up. Cactus your arms and gaze towards the ceiling. Slight back bend. Send your hands towards the sky. Open up to the left. Begin to reach forward. Drop the right hand to the mat. Send the left one high. And you could start to reach towards the front of the mat. Drop your left hand to the mat. Tuck your right toes, lift the knee, and step to the top of the mat. Meeting in a fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. Drop your knee and the top of your foot. Rise up. Cactus your arms. Gaze up. Slight back bend. Send your arms high and open up to the right. Start to lean forward. Drop that left hand, send the right one high, and begin to reach towards the front of the mat. Drop the right hand to the mat, tuck your back toes, lift the knee, and send your right leg to the back of the mat, meeting in plank, and slowly lower all the way to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, push back for downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze between your hands. Step to the top of the mat, meeting in a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Drop your arms long by your side. Feet should be hip width apart. Tadasana, mountain pose. Placing your weight into your right foot, we're going to step the left foot towards the back of the mat. Spin the heel down to your front foot. All toes are facing the top of the mat. Left foot, toes will be facing towards the long edge of your mat. Lift your arms up, warrior one. Bend deeply into your right knee. Hips are facing forward. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Open up to warrior two. Hips are now open up to the left. Shoulders are stacked over hips. Palms facing down. Knees over our ankle, and we're gazing over our right fingertips. Flip the right palm. Send it towards the sky. Drop the back hand on the thigh. And you can start to slightly bend back. Peaceful warrior. Gaze can be up towards your hands or down towards the mat. Open up to warrior two. Begin to lean forward. Drop the right forearm to the right knee. Send your left hand towards the ceiling. Extended side ankle. Lift back up, warrior two. Flip your right palm, send it back for peaceful warrior. Open back up to warrior two. Warrior one. Lift the back heel, all toes pointed forward, high lunge. And then with control, step to the top of the mat. All right, now we're going to do that all on the other side. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Drop the heel. Arms overhead, warrior one. Bending deeply into that left knee. Open up, warrior two. Hips are now facing the right side of your mat. Gaze is over your left fingertips. Shoulders stacked over your hips. Let's reverse our warrior. Flip your left palm and start to send it towards the sky. Drop your right hand on your back thigh and maybe lean back. Gaze is up towards the ceiling, or it can be down towards the mat. Open up, warrior two. Start to lean forward. Drop your left forearm to the left knee. Send your right hand high. Extended side angle. Open up, warrior two. Flip the left palm. Peaceful warrior. Warrior 2. Warrior 1. Hips are forward. Biceps are by our side, our ears, excuse me. Lift the back heel, high lunge, and step to the back or to the top of our mat. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Step the left foot to the back of the mat, and then turn all your toes towards the long edge of our mat. Inhale, your arms wide overhead, star pose. Exhale, begin to squat down and cactus your arms, goddess. Inhale, star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, goddess. Staying here for just a moment. Inhale, star, and step to the top of the mat. Inhale, your arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet to the back of the mat, float your knees down, drop the tops of your feet, and begin to walk your hands back until you're standing on your knees. This would be a great time to have a block if you might need it. For Thunderbolt, you can place it between your legs. We're going to set up for Camel. So take your hands, place them as if they were in your back pockets. We're going to reach through the crown of the head, start to push our hips forward, and begin to lean back. Gaze is towards the ceiling, having a slight back bend, baby camel. And lift back up. Sit your hips back. This is where a block might be nice. Stand back up. Place your hands in your back pockets. Press your hips forward, gaze back. If full camel is in your practice, you can also go ahead and take that. And release your hips back towards your heels. Lift back up. Last time, hands in your back pocket. Press your hips forward. Start to lean a bit back. And release your hips back towards the mat. All right, from here, we can go ahead and side saddle our legs and center ourselves on the mat. Feet are about slightly wider than hip width. Hands are going to be behind our hips and just angled out to about 45 degrees. We're going to set up for reverse tabletop. So we're going to begin to lift our hips, and maybe this is as far as you go today, or maybe you continue to press them up, getting yourself parallel to the ground. And you could start to gaze up and release. We'll do that one more time. Start to lift your hips, press them all the way up, gaze up, and release. Send your legs long, Dandasana, staff pose. If you like here, you could place a block underneath your hips. This might help. Additionally, you could bend deeply into your knees if you're not able to get yourself a flat back. Do whatever feels comfortable in your body. We're going to inhale our arms towards the ceiling. And exhale, twist open. Inhale, hands towards the ceiling. Exhale, open towards the right. Inhale, your arms above. Exhale, cactus your arms. Send them to the ceiling. And begin to fold forward, releasing your chest towards your thighs, reaching towards your feet, but maybe they land on your calves, on your shins, or maybe even on your thighs. On an inhale, reach through your crown. On an exhale, deepen the fold. You're reaching your forehead and your nose towards your knees. Inhale, sit all the way back up. And begin to release yourself down to the mat. Soles planted. Have your block nearby. Tee your arms out. And then drop both knees to the right side. If you need to, you can place a block underneath the knees. We're looking to keep both shoulders on the mat. So if you need to, a block underneath those knees may be helpful. And you could always gaze over towards your left fingertips. Lift your knees to center. Bring your block to the other side. And then drop your knees over to the left side. Keeping both shoulders on the ground. If you did so on the other side, maybe you gaze towards your right fingertips. Lift both your knees towards the ceiling and begin to bring them towards your chest, squeezing them in. Again, option is always to grasp behind the thighs, giving yourself a little more space by bringing your legs wider, whatever is comfortable in your body. And with your knees continue to be tucked in, place your elbows on the inside of your thighs, reach for the outsides of your feet, lift your feet towards the ceiling, happy baby. And you can stay here, or you can rock back and forth. You can extend one leg and then the other. Maybe you just make some circles. Release your feet, squeeze your legs in towards your chest. Grasp the tops of your knees, letting your legs fall away from your chest, and begin to draw circles on the ceiling. They can be large or small. And maybe after you've circled them in one direction, you switch toward the other direction, giving your back a nice massage. Drops the soles of your feet and send your legs long. Gonna set up for supported fish pose. So grab your block or a pillow or a rolled blanket or towel. We're gonna set it at the middle of our back. We're gonna lie back on it. Legs are long. The upper middle back is resting on the block. We're gonna send our arms long and we're gonna drop the crown of the head towards the mat. And just continue to breathe, letting the block support you, relaxing into the pose.
What kind of pose are you thinking about?
And as we get ready to get out of our fish pose, forward fish pose, you may want to just roll to one side, and then you can pop your block or your blanket out and take any final movements before our final resting pose of Shavasana. Maybe you windshield wiper your feet, or your knees. Maybe you hug your knees into your chest. Whatever you need. Before you send your legs long, let your feet splay out to the side. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath your back. Arms are long by your sides. Palms facing down, grounding yourself. Maybe you pick your head up, reach to the crown, and set it back down. And come back to your breath. Inhaling deeply and then lengthening your exhale. Scanning your body for any places that have softened, or maybe notice any areas that still feel tense. And continuing to breathe. Taking these final few moments for yourself. Smoothing out the forehead. Letting the eyes feel heavy. Softening the cheeks and your jaw. Letting the tongue release from the top of the mouth. Allowing for your lips to fall slightly open. Feeling the muscles of your neck and your shoulders soften and melt down towards the mat. Releasing the shoulders and the arms to feel heavy. Breathing deeply into the belly. Letting the legs feel heavy and soft. And if you're ready to be guided out, maybe you start to deepen your breath. Begin to take some small movements, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Start to rotate your wrists and your ankles. Slide your feet in and windshield wiper your knees left and right. And then rolling to your favorite side. Tucking your knees in towards your chest. Inhaling deeply. Getting ready to start your day. Or maybe you're ending it. And you can send your top leg long and press yourself up into a simple seated position, keeping your eyes closed or your gaze lowered. We're going to inhale deeply and then sigh it out. Let's do that again. Inhale deeply and then sigh it out. Inhale your hands overhead. Gaze towards your fingers, following down towards heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today in this practice. I hope you have gratitude for yourself and for your body. Namaste.